Happy March 17th, Shoulder Bridge Day for March Madness, and also it is St. Patrick's Day, so hence all the green. For today's little mini lesson, I have my imaginary trapeze. So I'm going to put this behind my knees for starters, and I'm going to pretend that I'm about to roll down into the upside down space. So I've got my knees over my trapeze bar. This could also be a fabric hammock or something. And I'm going to roll down so that I'm squeezing this with my legs a little bit. And then this is my upside down space. But normally when people first get down here, they're still using their hip flexors. They're kind of gripping in the hip flexors, and they're a little bit in the fight or flight mode, and might be arching the back and kind of looking at the floor like, oh my gosh, where am I, to try to figure it out. Instead of just flattening the line of the body, which we want for a couple reasons. One, because it engages the hamstrings and the glutes a little more. So I'm going to flatten the line of that body. The second is for aesthetics, but really more importantly, it's to engage all these backline muscles, which are going to help hold you onto the trapeze, especially if you start doing anything like knee hang beats later, which also can be done on fabric as well as drops. So I have that tight grip in my knees. In the air, I would be having my feet pointed. That's a big difference here. But my head is trying to be relaxed, and I'm looking straight in front of me, which in this case is the ceiling, where my hips are also pressed. I can kind of put my hands there and go, oh, there they are. Great. And then maybe let's reach for the imaginary ground while still looking at the ceiling, and roll yourself back down. So that's just a basic shoulder bridge. Squeeze your imaginary trapeze, roll yourself up, flatten that line of the hips, and imagine yourself hanging vertically, and then roll yourself back down. So that's kind of a little fun moment. Oh, I can pull my trapeze bar in and grab, and then rock myself up to the upright position, vertical. And then I have my fun little inflatable ball that I love. I could deflate this and literally take it anywhere and have a really good workout just using this. So I am going to squeeze it between my knees and remind myself to keep my legs parallel on these next shoulder bridges. So I'd give it a good squeeze, turn this way, and roll myself up. And here I'm reminded to kind of spiral my legs inward a little bit and not to let the knees splay out to the side. And roll back down. So that's another nice one. And for an extra challenge, I can try to balance on the ball. I did not make this up. It's really hard for me actually. So I'm going to try to balance and stand on the ball and lift my hips a little bit higher. Woo, that's kind of fun too. Actually, it's not so bad after I've been practicing it for a while, but boy, I think it was terrible the first time I did it. And then, as I've showed before, when we did scissors and bicycle yesterday, if you saw that video, I used it under my hips. And so I could do the classic shoulder bridge leg kicks. I could just transition right out of my bicycle, stand on the floor, take a little weight off the ball. So I'm going to inflate the ball a little bit by lifting and tilting my pelvis toward the ceiling, finding that flat line again, and then keep it flat. This is great for single knee hang practice. So here I am in my imaginary knee hang. I am informed by the ball that I am not smushing it, and I get my leg to lift up in a flat line, and I can do a little pulse here of the hips. Let's try that other side. Little pulse, and then I can do my shoulder bridge kicks here. That would be like the hardest part of hanging on a trapeze bar and taking one leg off is then taking it towards your face, because that's what wants to pull you off the bar. So I'm really engaging back here to hold my imaginary bar. Maybe I even take it around to the side, like a side knee hang. Let's try the other leg. Couple kicks. That's our classic shoulder bridge kick. And then maybe I take it around to the side. And then for a really added fun trick, I believe I was taught this in a Kathy Grant mat class at one point. We did some shoulder bridge kicks and scissor and bicycle. And so I'm going to prop myself up on my hands and do a couple scissors and do a couple bicycles and then put my feet on the floor. And here's my classic Pilates shoulder bridge position where I could do my kicks. Now my lower back is definitely arched to do these. So then there's this really fancy trick that Kathy Grant used to teach where you kicked up and then you switched legs in the air. So if you want a really advanced challenge, even having your arms down, you can try that. Woo! See if I can do it one more time. So not the easiest thing, but if you're looking for some extra challenge, there you have it.